In this short video, we are going to see how to receive stock of component materials without any lineage in SAP. By without any lineage, what I mean is the stock will be brought in without any reference to a purchase order or a production order. Normally, this is not practiced in industry, obviously, because this might lead to malpractices. Only in certain exceptional circumstances, this activity is practiced. For example, when a company is migrating from a legacy system to an SAP system. However, for training purpose, this can be used, and it is used often because while undergoing training, you might need a large amount of stock of component materials, and it may be a long process to bring them into the system following the normal process of purchase order and production order. So let us see how this process works. So first of all, we have to look at the components that we need for a particular finished goods. In our case, the finished goods is DXTR or Deluxe Touring Bike. In order to see the components, we have to go to the bill of material of that particular finished goods. So bill of material is the production data. So we'll go to production. And in the master data, we just need to display the bill of material. So we'll display the bill of material for DXTR. The BOM usage is 1. And let's say for required quantity of 1, how many components are required. And we see that these are the components that are required. Now we'll leave the screen over here. And what we're going to do is we are going to bring some stock of these materials into our SAP system so that when we process the production order for DXTR, production order is not short of materials. One thing you have to remember is the storage location where you want to bring this stock. In this particular case, the first item, PRWA, Touring Aluminum Wheel Assembly, is a semi-finished product. So ideally, the stock of this material should be made available in the semi-finished storage location, whereas the rest of it are raw materials and they should be made available in the raw material storage location. When such materials are being issued, they should be issued from the same storage location where such stocks are available. Otherwise, it will give an error in terms of shortage of material. So let us keep this screen over here and let us open a new screen. And we are going to bring the stock of these materials at one go. That means in one document. This helps us to minimize the number of documents. So this is a kind of goods movement. So it must be available as a part of inventory management, which is a part of materials management. So let's go to logistics, materials management, inventory management, goods movement. Now, when you are receiving material for purchase order or production order, you can use good receipt for purchase order or production order. But in this case, we are bringing material without any lineage. So we cannot use these two. We'll go to normal goods movement. And under normal goods movement, we will do a goods receipt other. So if you are getting by default the screen which says display material document, we need to change this to goods receipt, because we are not displaying a material document, we're receiving goods. And in this particular case, the goods receipt is not against any order or any other reference document. It is something without any reference, and hence we are saying other. And now what we need to do is all the materials that we need to bring in, we must enter it one by one with the quantity of material that you want to bring in and the storage location where we want to bring them. So these are the three tabs that we need to fill up for each of the materials in my bill of material. So let's take the first material. We have to go one by one. The first material, let's assume that we bring in 100. In if you are doing it for training purpose, it's advisable to bring in more materials because you don't face, so that you don't face any shortage subsequently. But I already have most of this material, so I'm putting in 100. And I need to say where I want to bring this material. I need to bring this material in plant DL00. That's the plant that we are using, Dallas. And the first material, remember, touring aluminum wheel assembly is a semi-finished product. So the storage location should be SF00, semi-finished. And down below, you will see something called sometimes you may see an item OK symbol. In that case, you have to tick the item OK. Otherwise, you can just go to the, so this particular material is done. Once this material is done, you just have to go. This is the screen for the next item. So you select the next item screen. And what it does is, the enter, and and this first item will then get entered in the first row of the header document. Another thing you will notice that the movement type is 501. These are, as we know, movement type indicates any type of movement of material within the SAP organization. Each movement type indicates a type of movement of material, and that has an implication on the accounting also, wherever there is an entry required to be made for accounting purpose. Now, this movement type 501, you can see, is receipt without PO. Okay, that means that this particular receipt is happening without any lineage. Okay, you can also see this item OK sign over here. So this is for visual inspection. That means the item has been found visually okay. This is not the detailed quality inspection that happens usually later, but this is a visual inspection. So once I've entered the first item, I need to do it for all other items. So use this next item button to go to the next item. And then in the material, now put the next item. My next item is this. However, remember that this from this item onwards, all are raw material. So my storage location should now be RM0. So let's assume that I'm taking 100 units for each of this item. Plant is the same, DL00, but the storage location this time will be not SF00, but RM00. Okay. And press enter. Next item will get added over here. Now we'll add the third item. What is my third item? Draw the gear assembly. So you have to repeat this process for as many items you want to bring. We have brought in the, have not yet brought in, we added the third item. Let's go to the next one. Fourth item. It is the touring seat kit. As I mentioned, that I am bringing a small quantity because I already have sufficient amount of these items. But if you are doing it for the first time, it makes sense to bring some larger quantity so that you don't have to do this step again and again. Next item. Just say, see how many have been filled up already. Already done that, tooling and black on bar. Next one. Next one is the chain. All others are raw materials. So I'm putting them in the storage location RM00. Next one is BRKT. Usually this is the material component that we track when we are doing our MRP run and throughout your production process. We need to bring in the stock for all the materials because when you're issuing material, we will do it for all materials so that our costing report comes accurate. Warranty document that is also considered here as a material. It's actually a document. It's treated over here as a material. Last item, packaging material. Okay, so we have taken all the components of the exterior and said that we are going to bring some stock without any delay. So if we want to check whether the document is ready to be posted, we can just use this check button over here. It says that document is okay. And then once you post the document, it should bring in the stock into the storage location that have been identified. As I mentioned, just be careful about the storage location. The semi-finished product should be brought into semi-finished storage location. The raw material should be brought into the raw material storage location. Because later on, when you use these materials for issuing to a production order, if you try to issue it from a storage location where the stock is not available, it will show a material shortage. So let us post this. And you see that the material document is posted, which means that it has successfully posted the stock. If you want to see the material document, you can go to the inventory management under this material document, display. Usually, it shows the latest material document on screen for ease of search. Otherwise, you can always search for the material document, giving the movement type and the material ID. So display material document. So this is the latest material document and presumably is a material document just now posted. Execute. And you see the materials that you have entered. If you go to the accounting, you'll see a little, awkward accounting entry. You will see that in the accounting document, you will see that the debit, of course, stock, semi-finished or raw material, and the credit entry is a different account, which is a suspense account, okay? Because this is credited against an account which doesn't have a lineage. So that's why you see an entry over here. But we know that this is not the normal scenario which we are going to use it. We're going to use it only for training purposes. So in this video, I hope you understood how you can bring in stock without any lineage into SAP.